we're not playing around out here. We're trying to tell stories and help people.
Yeah, man. Well, how did you even get into like writing books though? Like what?
Your mother.
Seriously,
She was my inspiration when she had me look over her first book, and once the first book came out, I got inspired to. I've always thought about writing.
Yeah.
But I always thought, let me get older. We had done some stuff with the nonprofit, that your dad and I do, and we had wrote some curriculum for that, and I did that pretty quick, so I knew I can write. Yeah. My thing with writing is I always there's someone, my biggest hurdle was, does someone want to hear what I have to say?
Yeah.
I know I have a great story, where I come from, my background, all that, but does someone want to hear, am I a good subject expert on something? And so what I found out, that forget whether you have something good to say, is there a cause about what you want to say?
Yeah.
Is there a purpose? And I think that purpose, every time I wrote, it was driven by a purpose. It was not even driven by me anymore. And so the purpose was bigger than what I thought. And so it was almost like, not do I want to write, is I have to write.
You have to write, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so get into that place where you have to write, it becomes real easy.
Yeah. So you wrote six books almost, right?
Six. Yeah, got two more. Yeah, I wrote the Surrendered Will.
Yeah.
I wrote it about 4 or 5 years ago.
That was your first book?
It's my first book. I wrote it with a good friend of mine, Speedy DeWitt. And it was a great journey, because it was of a 25 year worth. Everybody asked me what inspired it. It was basically my life. How do I live my life? I mean, you see me. I seen you since you was born, since you was a baby. So you're seeing me and how I operate. And just put that down, and then I'll tell you the other ones.
Yeah.
You tell me when the ones that I wrote 2 years ago. When I came up with the World of Lost Socks.
Mm-hmm. That's the one that,
the World of Lost Socks, right? If you go to worldoflostsocks.com, I got to plug that in.
Yeah. We're going to pull it up in a second.
You're going to love it. It's crazy.
We'll pull it up in a second.
It's done right. But I'll answer questions about that one, because that one's pretty cool. And the reason why I did it is pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Danny Ortiz, Executive Director of the Wave Ministries and the author of now 6 books.
Yeah,
and
6 books. Yeah.
The author of the what would you say your biggest book is? The World of Lost Socks.
Yeah, the World of Lost Socks. Yeah.
That's the one you're heavily marketing. For sure.
And owner of the Wonder Creations company and several other companies.
Yeah.
So.
Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you coming on. MJ, why are you calling me that, man?
Junior, the second.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I've known you, you've known me since I was born, honestly.
Yes.
And so we've gotten very close over the years, so it's awesome to have you. We've had a lot of conversations over the years. It's glad to have one finally recorded,
Listen, we get in deep sometimes. So,
oh yeah, man.
I call you nephew. I see you as family. I don't see you as anything else. And what an honor it is for you to have me, and I'm so proud of you that you're doing this thing, man.
I appreciate it.
I've known this since your journey, and being a part of your journey and seeing it from a close view. It's just been wonderful for me to see you step into your voice and having a voice and knowing your voice, because I think that's where you're at right now. You know who you are, and you know your voice, and there's nothing more beautiful to see that in display.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Appreciate you saying that. I joined the speech team right at my school.
I do, man.
Yeah,
I try to get into one of those things, and they didn't let me.
I want to go see you. Yeah. See, they don't allow spectators until states now.
Don't. So like you can't come in.
Nah, yeah. So I love everything about speech. I started doing it 4 months ago. I didn't even know what it was.
So let me ask you this. I know you're supposed to be interviewed, but that doesn't work out.
It's whatever.
You know me, I ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
What got you into that? I mean, I may know a little bit about the backstory, but I don't know if the folks have heard that from you. What got you into wanting to debate and speeches and that kind of stuff?
Man, what's interesting is I had a speech class, and it was speech 1. I didn't need to take it. I'm a senior. I didn't need to take it. So it was just an elective. And so I remember the first day vividly saying, why am I in here? Like, there's no reason for me to be in this class.
You said that when you was in the class?
I didn't know. Like, why am I in here? Like, I said to one of my friends, I was like, why am I in here? There's no reason for me to be in here. It's an elective. I might drop out, whatever. So I stick with it for, a couple weeks, and we do our first 2 speeches. I did the first speech, I got an A, and then the second speech, that's when the teacher like really noticed like, okay, there's actually something different here. Maybe I could do something with, on the speech team and have potential to go to state. She told me that in front of the whole class. She said, you will go to states if you join the speech team.
Wow.
And I was like, I had to think about it, to process that. I was like, wait a minute, you talking about states, like state competitions, like competing for this? She was like, yeah, you have potential to do that. And so I was like thinking about it. And one of the things that held me back from it at first was, it's new. I don't know how this is going to work. Never done it before. Never even heard of it. I've been playing basketball my whole life. I'm an athlete. I'm not a speech and debate person. All these different like things, that kind of was pushing me away. But one thing that I was trying to, I'm still continuing to try to do better at is trusting in the process. Very, very important for me, especially this year. Trusting in the process. Don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to work. All I know is that it's going to work out for my good. So that's one thing that I'm trying to do.
What gives you that confidence that it's going to work out for your good?
What I've been through.
Gotcha.
I feel like what I've been through a lot, especially with, AAU season, my last AAU season, my sophomore year. And I went through the ringer. And it was I came out on top. And that's nothing new.
Was it humbling going through that experience?
AAU?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because think about it, like, this first start of the season started great. I was playing, whatever, but was I into it? No. And then I end up, announcing I'm not going to play. And then the last 3 tournaments we had, I sat the whole time and I didn't play at all. And that just does something to your confidence.
Of course. And it does something to your conscience, you know what I mean, to who you are.
So all those things that I was remembering, back, going in middle school, the experience I had then, then I have this opportunity to change, honestly, the trajectory of my whole life if I do speech and debate. I didn't know that at the time, but it's something, a thought in my head. And I just decided to go for it.
Well, you've always been a great articulator of your feelings. You know what I mean? And you had to learn how to express yourself. And I think I love that. And I saw that maturation. I'm going to let you interview me, but I got another question.
What's up, man? What's up?
Which one drives you more, the writing part of it or the debate part of it?
It's hard because, the speech, it took me 3 hours to write. I just was going, like, I'm going and going and going. It's a 10-minute speech. So I was typing for a long time. Just kept typing. Didn't stop. Everything I was feeling. I would say, it's a good question. I think the writing part, because, everything that I'm typing, I lived it. My speech is about conformity and peer pressure. And doing things because somebody says it, not because you want to just do it. Mm-hmm. Which is a very, very prevalent problem in today's society. And, everything that I was writing in my speech, I lived it. And so part of the writing aspect is like when people hear your speech and after they say, man, this speech really made me think about how I approach conformity and how I, do certain things and how I think about things. So that right there is honestly more important to me than winning an award.
Yeah.
Do I want to win? Yes, because I'm competitive. But I already won if I get that compliment that somebody's thought process changed because of my words.
Dude, I love that because this is what I started out saying. You take it back to those first words because people can write for many reasons, but once you start writing for purpose, then it's like, again, I have to write this. I have to tell my story, but I also know that people are going to relate because what it is you really bring in awareness and you bring in a light into maybe the hidden areas of people's lives. And when somebody goes, man, he thinks like that, I think like this. He went through that, so it just brings a light into this and then a permission to not only own your truth and earn it and walk at it and live in it, but it's like, it's okay to be you, right? I think there's a component of what you're saying that leads into identity, right? And I think we have an identity crisis and many people are not embracing the journey of the process of becoming.
And why do you think that is?
Again, because I think when it comes to competition gives you an award that you can put as a trophy shelf and then once that's done. There's nothing beyond that, right? Yeah. That's the achievement. And life is not a trophy to put on a shelf. Life is a process to be unfolded. I'm gonna say that again.
Hey man, we getting crazy already. Yeah, okay. Oh my.
Life is not a trophy to put on a shelf. It's a process to be unfolded. And so once you realize that everybody's being unfolded and everybody's on their journey, and good, bad, or the ugly, all of it is needed for that we can be unfolded to the perfect person of who we are, which is our spiritual self, our God conscious self. I said, once you understand that is the unfolding process, you then you stay comfortable where you at. You are comfortable with, like, I'm okay not being all good right now, because good is relative, right? Yeah. And I'm okay with messing up, and I'm okay with doing good right here, and I never get high or low, because I'm just on this journey, and I get to love the journey, and I get to love myself right where I'm at that moment. Yeah. And I know two things: I'm not gonna go back where I was, but I'm not gonna stay where I'm at.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say that again. I'm not gonna go back where I was, but I'm not gonna stay where I'm at.
Yeah.
And so that then is beautiful, because you're on a growth journey.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, I can't. That's when future and hope. That's when hope is just like, I can't wait to see what it looks like tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to grow into be closer to where I really am. And then every day is you embrace it. So that's why I love it.
And once you abide in that faith, man, them doors open.
Bro.
Quick.
Not open for you to grow, but open for you to see in growth in others, and the awareness in others, and because you feel comfortable and you're releasing that energy off yourself, then others feel comfortable and they bring you into their journey, and it just becomes this connection of humans and connection of spirits and connection of this realm that is like, yeah, I'm made for someone, they're made for me, and it's cool, we can grow together. And man, there's nothing more fulfilling than that. To not only see yourself grow and be okay with that, but see others grow and be a part of that journey.
Yeah. I remember, like, so joining the speech team, I had this conversation with somebody, I think 2 days ago. You know, I thought about it. When I first joined the speech team, I thought it was just for me. You know, I thought it was just, you know, get out of my shell, you know, expanding my comfort zone, you know, getting out of that. But then as I start to look at it, you know, as the season's going along, you know, I kind of brought sort of like because I'm an athlete, I brought sort of like a sports kind of mindset to it. So like every time we before a round, I always break it out. I say, dominate on me, dominate on 3, 1, 2, 3, dominate. And so that kind of starts to spread, you know. And I wear the shades during the rounds and stuff in the tournaments, and that swag kind of spread it throughout the entire tournament. So you could see, like, at the beginning was how it was. And then now towards the end, this season, it's like there's like a different, I don't know, it's like a maybe certain confidence that people have. And
so you're encouraging people.
So
what happens when you encourage people? You give them courage. I'm gonna say that again.
That's the third. I'm gonna say it again.
When you encourage someone, what you do is full of courage. And so what you're doing is you're making debate cool. You're making speech writing cool. And what you're doing is people see that you're okay with your identity and who you are. And that brings courage to them to be who they are. And now you got a whole bunch of folks being who they are. That collective folks of doing the work of literally knowing who they are brings a synergy of freedom, of acceptance, of love, and of empowerment. So you go from education into empowerment, because I can educate you all I want, but I got to empower you. But I can't empower you unless you can see it for yourself.
Yeah.
And once you can see it for yourself, now you can walk it yourself.
Yeah.
And I love that you're doing that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the credit goes to my teammates, you know, and my competitors too. You know, I kind of made a point of that on a story of mine on Instagram a couple of days ago. I think I want to thank my teammates and my competitors because they embraced me. You know, and that's, you know, and it's a new environment. You know, and if they didn't embrace me, it would have been a lot harder. But they welcomed me with open arms, and I was able to just be myself.
Yeah.
You know, there's no pressure, there's no expectations. It's just be yourself. And the rest will follow.
Well, you said something powerful. They embraced me. That means they didn't reject me, right? Because rejection is full of fear, shame, and judgment.
Yeah.
And when you put fear, shame, and judgment, then you can't walk in love, grace, and compassion. And once you walk in love, grace, and compassion, that means not only am I good with myself, but I'm good with others. I don't have to bring judgment to others. So because they embrace you, you didn't feel the judgment. You didn't feel no fear. You didn't feel no shame. You was able to be yourself. And there's nothing like setting an atmosphere or an ecosystem where everybody could be themselves at that moment. There's so much freedom in that, right? When you have the opposite, rejection, fear, judgment, and shame, it closes people down. So it not only closes you down from a physical point of view, it closes you down from a spiritual point of view. Yeah. And when you're spiritually closed, you literally are living in a tomb. You're walking, but you're dead.
Wow. This man is spitting right now. Man, nah, that's so true. Like one of my teammates. So I'm in a category called original oratory, so I write my own speech. Okay. There's another category called declamation where you do somebody else's speech. And one of my teammates, he came up to me after one of the tournaments. I think it was after Liberty, All Intangible Liberty tournament. He said to me, he was like, next year, I want to do your speech in declamation.
Wow.
So
what an honor.
Usually people, when you're in declamation, you recite presidential speeches, maybe, or like a speech from like Malala or something like that. He said he wanted to do my speech.
He said, forget Gandhi. That. I want MJ. he said, no Gandhi. He said,
and I want to shout him out, man. Shout out to him, man. He like, but that was such an honor. Though. When I heard that, I was like, man, that's me right here, man.
It's something to be said from teachers. It's something to be said from your parents. But when your peers honor you in that way, it basically tells you what you unlocked in him. Because I think a lot of times what people are looking for is permission. I'm gonna say that, right? Humanity around us is looking for permission. And when you done the work to walk in freedom, what you do is encourage people and bring courage to them. But what you're doing is giving them permission. I'm giving you permission to be you. By me being me, I'm making you comfortable.
Yeah.
And the fact that you gave him permission to be him and he wants to honor that by reading your stuff, wow, what an
competing
honor.
With it.
What an honor. And he's like, yo, listen, I think I can win with this too.
Yeah. He said that one of the things he was scared of is that he thinks that by doing my speech, he's being somebody that he's not. And I said to him, I was like, man, just be yourself.
Yeah,
Put your own spin on it.
It's your translation of what it is. What made an imprint in you, right? Again, we do this. We can quote ancient writings all day long. I do it all the time, right? Scriptures is ancient writings. I can quote it all day long, but because I quote something doesn't mean I'm that something.
Yeah.
I got to be submitted to whatever I'm quoting, so that way the power is in the submission of it. Yeah. So I can say something, but it's not what I say. So I can quote a scripture, God is love. But if I'm not submitted to God is love, then it's just words. It becomes power when I really submit myself to God is love.
Yeah.
Right? And so all he's got to do is, it touched him because he wants to say it. Now he's submitted to those words. He just got to, live it out and say it. Let me ask you a question, though. Again, I know you're supposed to interview me, but this is
a conversation,
we family, so we're having a conversation.
Yeah.
This is mad putting you on the spot. Can you give me one sentence, something from what you say in your speech? Have you let that out yet? Does the world know? Does the world know what you've been doing? Listen, I can't get in the room.
You want a sentence of a speech?
Give me something. Like, let the folks know what it is. Come on, man. Like, I want to hear it. Let's see. Nephew,
I'm gonna give part of my conclusion.
Let's go.
All right. Okay, hold on. You put me on the spot. Hold on.
This is what it is. Listen, we got to do it this way.
All right, hold on. All right, ready?
Yes, sir.
Ready? All right. Being different is not just the things you don't do or the things you don't say. No. Being different is not letting your environment affect your inner nature. I'm gonna say that again, like you be doing. Being different is not letting your environment, who you're around, and your circumstances affect your inner nature. There you go. That's part of it.
We had to let the world. It's the difference between a thermometer and a thermostat.
Yep.
Right. You heard this. Me and your dad talking about this all the time. Right. You know, a thermometer reads the room, a thermostat makes the room.
Yep.
Right. And so I love that, nephew. That's, I mean, the wonder. And you started like a poet too. You was like,
Yup. That's how I have to do it.
He gave me the look too. He gave me the look. I love that.
I got in that mode. But yeah, I love everything about speech and debate, man. Those guys and girls, man, they make my life worth living now, man. Like
That's
seriously.
Beautiful.
Seriously. So I just, all thanks to them and my competitors too, you know, because I made a lot of, you know, friends and connections there. It's just, it's a different world than athletics and basketball and football and all that. Like, it's just, they're two different things.
Yeah, because one of them one of them you competed for a trophy. The other one you revealing life. Two different things, man.
Yeah.
And I love that it takes thought, and I love that it makes me proud for where we at. And I always say your generation is the greatest generation that's on earth, because you're not afraid to use your voice. And I think previous generations like mine and the ones before them were always worried about what other people thought, and was always worried about what are they going to think. And I think your boldness wears that. I mean, I promise you there's parents that are being changed by hearing your stuff, because a lot of us have lived not me personally, but a lot of folks have lived under cocoons. You know, I'm crazy. I say whatever's in my head anyway. Sometimes that gets me so in trouble. But you know what I mean? That I know there are people that suffer from, you know what I mean, just anxiety and things that won't allow them to just be, you know, outspoken. And I think, thank you for allowing your generation to push these other generations to say, man, don't lose your voice. You have a voice. God has given you a voice. He placed you on this earth with a voice, because there's a piece of him in you. And because there's a piece of him in you, he has something to say. And if he has something to say, that means you have something to say.
And that's kind of why I started the podcast too, man. I've been very one thing that I was really thinking about before starting this was I'm a very immediate results driven guy sometimes, where if I post a video, like a clip, and it doesn't do as well as I wanted it to, then I think automatically it's a failure. Yeah. And that's one thing that I'm really trying to work on with this. That's why I'm pushing myself, because one of the reasons why a lot of my podcasts haven't done well is because, you know, I shut it down after the first episode because it's not doing well or because I'm inconsistent. So I'm really trying to push myself this time with this, because I feel like this has the potential, like you were talking about, to do a lot of great things.
Yeah. I love it. What I heard when you said that is just to encourage you, you're not gathering people. So you're not gathering likes, you're growing them. So it's two different things. I don't have to gather you. I'm going to grow you. And whoever is going to listen to the podcast, which again, I'm so proud of you that you're doing, it's going to grow in the way that it needs them to grow in. And so, you know, it's like me when I hate, you know, I dislike social media, but my team made me get on it. I have a great marketing team, and they're like, you got to get on it because of these books, and the people want to know the author. And I'm like, all right, I'm being honest. I'll be in the end. I'll be in the background. I'll just say yes or no. But because I think, you know, it's such an illusion. It's such not real. But, you know, I've known already some of the posts that we have made, people have DM'd me, and it's like, man, this is powerful. This is needed. This is beautiful. Like the identity. I had a older man. He was reading it to his kids, and he texted me. He's like, bro, I'm the lost socks. That's me. I'm here, you know. And so here's a children's book that talks about, you know, where does our socks go? Everybody that does laundry knows you lose your socks.
Man, I lost a ton of socks.
It's like, man, bro, where's my favorite sock? Where did it go? And so we created a whole magical world where all those socks are in one place, and they're looking for their pair. And what they end up finding and being lost is they found a community of unique people trying to find their lost people. Man,
I was about to ask you, what inspired you to write that book, and also with that message?
So
that's powerful.
That started when Malia was in first grade. Mm-hmm. You know that, your cousin. Yeah. When she was in first grade, she had a sensory issue. Mm-hmm. And this would be up on this, by the time this podcast come up, this testimonial will be all on social media, because we did a big thing with her. So Malia right now is in college studying early childhood education.
Which is crazy.
Which college, is so crazy. Wow. She's in college studying early childhood education. So we're winding back to the kids that she's going to be teaching to, which is first graders, second graders, which is what she's going to school for. She's in first grade. She has sensory issues. Yeah. So that means any underclothes is hard for her. It's got to be a specific texture. Mm-hmm. So when she was, she had her favorite socks and a non-favorite socks. And then when we were trying to put socks for her to school, she would for 3 weeks straight, she was missing 1 day a week because it's not the right socks. So she would just blow it. She would just cry and I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
And it got to the point, literally her teacher would text me Malia's coming to school. I'm like, she's messing with socks. She's like, bring a whole bunch of socks and bring her too. And so I was carrying her to school with socks. And then one day she had this crying fit about her favorite socks gone because she only had one. And it just hit me honey, they're in the world of lost socks. And she was like, if she went from crying to curiosity, huh? What do you know that I don't know? You know what I mean? I'm like, and so I just started making up a story. They in the world of lost socks. And, they joining all these people because what happened is I said, your socks knew that he was your favorite, but he also found a whole bunch of people looking for their people. And so he just stayed with them. And it kind of clicked something in her, and it kind of started getting her out of the sensory to the point that when she was in third grade, now 3 years later, she has a book report to do a story. And she says, hey, Dad, I want to do a story on the world of lost socks. So the first book ever written, her and I wrote it, and her drawing some socks when she was in third grade.
Wow. And
so a couple of years ago, the way it came back up for me is I started seeing the landscape of school. And so whatever happens for me is this. Again, purpose drives me. And so I love serving people. What we do in the Wave is we serve. And we serve holistically. It's not only serving spiritual, spirit, soul, and body. You know what I mean? What we do with, part of the Wave is we have, this AAU program, Mr22, that's underneath the Wave. We holistic help. How do we help young men and women become who they already are and just bringing them aware of that, right? And so whatever it takes, whether athletics, spirituality, right? Working on, reading, writing, the whole 9 yards. And so a couple of years ago, I saw what was happening in the landscape of school with young kids and started seeing the crazy curriculums that were being written for kids and just a lot of, trying to indoctrinate kids to just craziness. I won't get into that craziness. It was just crazy. And so, I looked at it and instead of complaining, the spirit man inside of me is do something about it. And I'm in my time of meditation. I'm like, what do I do about it? He's like, I've already given you a story, the world of lost socks. And so I just started writing. So I wrote 10 books right off the bat. I didn't even have an illustrator. Wow. I just wrote 10 books. The story I wrote, the first one, the world of lost socks, where a socks is finding his twin and he ended up finding all these socks and together they find meaning and he hangs out with them in this world of lost socks. And then the second book was friendship, where that socks found his twin. And he knows that he is together is better. And the third one was courage. And the next one was kindness, because they start going on these journeys.
Yeah.
And so I started seeing it, and I'm like, I need an illustrator. And I found a good friend of mine's that I was already working with. And he's like, man, I want to illustrate. So I said, all right, let's put you on. Let's see what you got. And he did the first book, and it was it unlocked something in him. So it's beautiful because everybody has been a part of this project, whether we have 5-song music, you know what I mean? Without, Ezra, your Uncle Ezra is a part of, everyone that was in my life just needed to be put back, put in their proper place. And when they put in the proper place, everybody can shine. So if you go to the worldoflostsocks.com.
Yeah, can you go to the website?
Check out the website real quick. It's crazy, man. You're going to love this.
Yeah.
World.
I'd love to get to.
Just start with world, not go to world.
World Lost Socks.
Yeah, world. Go to world first. World.
You got exit out of that.
Of lost socks. There you go. Check this out, man. Look how cool this look.
Oh yeah.
Go to the website itself. That's selling the book. Keep scrolling now. You'll see it'll come up here. If not, we'll have to get it up there.
Yeah.
Go up top and just go .com. Go all the way to the top. Yeah. Worldoflostsocks.com.
Yeah, worldoflostsocks.com.
Check this out, man. How crazy this is. Look how beautiful this is.
Oh my, who did the website?
Oh, my team, man. Go back up. Shout out team, right?
Man.
Look at this.
Whoa.
So that's the logo, the World of Lost Socks. Get out of there. Just close that out, man. And look, man, just go down They can purchase a copy. Inspired by a playful moment of wondering where lost socks go. Stay up for a second, right there. The world of lost socks brings to life a magical place where every sock finds belonging, purpose. Through heartwarming stories, friendship, kindness, and embracing differences, the world reminds us of all that we're unique in value. Go down a little bit, you see it, that you can buy it. Now, this is a cool part about what we've done. Keep on a little bit lower. You see where it says download a free workbook. So what we did is, because I have two sisters that are teachers, I knew that teachers struggle with finding curriculum. So if you click on that real quick, it'll show you that we give free curriculum for schools and parents. So if a parent buy this book, they can come here and download the curriculum for free. That's amazing, if you go down, you see. So you got objectives of notes. They got questions. Keep on going. They got art things that they can do, activities with their kids. So every book is gonna come with its own, like it says right there, draw socks, right?
Oh yeah.
So it comes with activity. All right, let's go back to the world of lost socks real quick because you're gonna love this. Go back. So these are the upcoming books coming up, and go back up. Oh. No, those are the ones that are in. If you go back up, let's go to music real quick. So like we wanted to do Disney version of music.
Yeah.
So check this out. So go to that first song. I don't know if you can play it.
Oh, this is the SoundCloud?
Yeah.
I don't know if the audio is gonna work with the TV.
So right there you have a 5-song album, and if you go to it, it's crazy. It's really, really cool. It really make it sound like
I'll put it in the
Yeah, you just put it there so that they can look at it, because they're gonna love it once they see it and they hear it. Everyone that listens to it is like, man, this is Disney. Because one of the things that we want to do with the World of Lost Socks, you can go back to the World of Lost Socks, go back up, and then we're gonna go to merch. So what we're going to do is we want to make a cartoon out of it after all 10 books are released. Man. So we got wordoflostsocks.com. Where's my socks? Where's my lost socks? That's my boy Dan right there. Where's my socks? Go down to load more. We got pillows, buttons, all kinds of stuff, man. Wow, man. We got book bags. Go back up real quick. Tells you a little bit of story about the author, the next one. And then we're going to go to, it tells you about me.
Look at my man.
Look at my man. And then we go to gallery. This is what's happening in schools. So the beautiful part of this, I didn't know this was going to happen. Schools are adopting the books. And kids are doing these in classes, man. They coming out. Got a little promo video there. But kids are doing this in their classes. So I leave next week to California to read to some kids in California. Mm-hmm. And it's just catching on fire, man. We try to do a high level. You see, it's high level. We try to do high level with it. And we got a team that does everything. We got a marketing team. We have a website team. We have a team that does music. Mm-hmm. And again, after all 10 books are released by this year, and so I'm gonna drop something on your podcast.
Hold on, go ahead.
I'm gonna drop something on your podcast. Y'all ready for this? So this one is pre-K to 5th grade.
Okay.
And so we saw the landscape also of like, okay, now that schools are running with this, because we didn't know schools were gonna run with this. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons that they're running with it is because the curriculum is it's dope, it's real. Like we did it right. We didn't do nothing half-hearted. So we got chat. So this was 2 years ago. We released it last year. We've gone great. So last year, we got the team together and said we need to do something for 6th grade to 12th grade. So in June, hopefully in June, latest July, we're releasing a book, one only, for 6th grade to 12th grade. You ready for it? And it's going to be the first. There's the drum. I'm dropping this. I haven't dropped it to nobody else. This is fresh off the ice. We're going to have an anime book that we're working on right now.
Seriously?
We have an anime book.
You heard it here first, man. This is about to go crazy. So we have an anime book.
We have music with it. So what we did is we did a whole year of research on anime. We know that high school, junior high, and college kids love anime. And so again, what I've done, and so that you can see the way I think about as a creative, right? This is why I created Wonder Creations, the company. I created it so that I can get creatives to use AI and use different tools, and then also be thought trend leaders in different arenas. And so like for me, I'll give you, for instance, what we're doing with the anime project. It's called Words and Motions. And so Words and Motions is birthed out of like, how do we change anime? What we did with the children's book is like, for anybody that looks at our children's book, what I wanted to do is them to start thinking, if Danny released a children's book, and every time he releases a children's book, he releases a music album and he releases curriculum. So now you can't just, not that you're going to be lazy with it, but you can't just write a children's book.
Yeah.
I'm creating an atmosphere that no, why give music for kids, give albums for kids. And I know some people are limited finances, right? But that would push them for the more. So I wanted to change the landscape of children's writing. That when somebody wrote a children's book, it's not like, oh, I just wrote a cute children's book. I want curriculum so that parents and teachers and educators can help their students really understand it. Yeah. All right, so let me take you what's happening with anime. So what we did with anime, after looking at the landscape of anime, what I started to find out that there was not a lot of folks of color in anime, so there was not a lot of stars. Yeah. And so my main star.
How's that camera doing? Is that good over there?
My main star. So the word infinity in Japanese, because I wanted him to be like an infinity figure. So infinity in Japanese, in the English version of infinity, is Maurice. So Maurice is going to be my black anime major superstar.
Really?
And so I have 5 students in high school, on junior high school, in this anime, and we have Hispanics. So we doing a multicultural anime. But not only that, when we started listening to the music, we started learning that a lot of anime has hip hop beats. So we created a whole new genre, and the genre I'm creating, you ready? I'm creating a genre by the end of this year called hip hop anime.
You're creating a genre
called hip hop anime,
man.
And so we working on the songs right now. We working on the songs. Man. I got my hip hop guys. They doing it. I got a couple of artists on this project, and they love it because we want to go to Comic-Con, and we're gonna release not only our anime, but we also gonna release the music, and we want hip hop anime to become a new hip hop genre that folks get into the space. Because again, if you listen to anime music, it sounds hip-hoppy. Like a lot of the beats come from ours. Yeah. But it's just fast-paced, but it's just Japanese.
Yeah.
So we like, all right, let's do it in English, and let's call it hip-hop anime.
Okay, D. I see you, man. I didn't know none of this was going on, man. This is crazy. And hopefully this podcast can help, get that out there. That's amazing, man. You're single-handedly changing the world with that, man. That's going to be...
So that's what we want to do. We want to go into spaces and change them. And how do we enhance them?
Yeah.
So again, hopefully when we go to Comic-Con, they'll start seeing a hero. They start seeing anime not only be Japanese. They start seeing a Hispanic anime character, an Asian character, African American woman. And so they'll start seeing these different folks, and they'll start embracing it. And I think with the anime thing is we want to make it a Netflix series. So we want to make the World of the Lost Socks a cartoon series, and we want to make that anime a Netflix series. And because the story is really good. I mean, not that I wrote it. It's not just because I wrote it, but I wrote a real good story that has all the elements of anime. And so we're looking forward. Again, we want to use storytelling and Wonder Creations, the company. We want to use storytelling as a tool to not only unlock people to their destinations, but to really, really bring identity to people that are struggling and lost and trying to find a place.
Where did that passion for all of this come from? Like,
well,
where
it's my faith, man.
Yeah.
You can't do it without God. And so to me, growing up in the South Bronx, I got encountered by the Lord at the age of 10. And I know you and I have had tons of conversations down this route, but, I can't separate myself from who I am in Him, in God, and who Christ is in me. And so I think, being born to the God-conscious identity and knowing that I'm not just, and your dad says this all the time, and I resonate with it, that we're not humans having spiritual experience, but spiritual beings having human experiences. And so once we understand that I'm a spiritual being that is having an experience that are being unfolded up here, I think that drives everything, because it's the purpose of His kingdom to come down on earth. And I think sometimes we do it as a utopia or some type of other world that we think He's talking about, but He's talking about our everyday creativity, our imaginations being unfolded. I think for years humans have not been able to create or having the space to just imagine different worlds, and be okay with that. And I think for us, we unlocking that in the spirit, that not only you can be and do anything, you can translate it into these natural realms so that people can, it's called anthropomorphic, doing something naturally so somebody can see a spiritual aspect of it.
Yeah.
And I love it that even when the World of Lost Socks, both books that are written out already, the one Encourage coming out in 2 weeks, is that every time somebody reads it or somebody DMs me, they always tell me the same story. Like, I can see the spiritual undertones here. Like, there's nothing God in it. There's nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, the book is just a good story. And, even in good stories, you can see the spirituality weaving through that. So I think that's it. I mean, knowing who I am in Him, in the Lord, and being able to, be comfortable that I know that I am a son of the living God, that He's created me to image Him on earth.
Yeah.
And I don't have to do it by, beating people, by trying to win people. I can just do it by being me.
Being yourself.
Being me.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, and I love to be creative. Your dad calls me.
You're a very creative guy, man.
Your dad calls me. What do you call me? He said. He's funny. He says the Da Vinci anointing. That's what he calls it on me. He said, "Dana, you got."
Sounds just like him too. That's the crazy part.
Da Vinci in you, man.
Yeah.
But I love to create, man. I love to create, and I think that the greatest thing of creation now, and anybody's out there looking to create, my prayer is after this podcast, something awakens you to create and to imagine. Because this, you've seen the process, to see that my book is in Barnes & Noble and Amazon and everywhere, and to see that my music is in iTunes, Spotify, anywhere you can find the music is out there. You know what I mean? It's done. To see that that's out there and out in the world for the world to see, I want to encourage those, that want to create something that you can. And I think the key is execution of that. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's all, I want to do this just to do this because I know I have my phone here. We couldn't do it that way, and I just thought about it this way. So you can see that we try to put high level stuff. Listen to this.
You put the SoundCloud up?
No, this is on iTunes.
I like that, man. I like that.
Check it out, watch. It's crazy.
Who made this?
My whole production team.
Oh, wow.
This is Ezra singing.
It does sound like him. Clap it up, man. Clap it up.
Come on.
Clap it up. Clap it up.
Isn't that crazy?
Clap it up.
So we high level stuff. Everything we're doing for high level stuff. But again, the key is execution. So if you want to go out there and create, start small. You know what I mean? And then work your way to something big.
Yeah, and this is certainly inspiring me. Especially with this podcast that I'm doing on my journey. Like, man, seeing the website, seeing everything that you're doing, and then you have the ideas to scale it, like how you want to scale it. Just inspirational, man.
Man, I love it. Again, for us, we want to be an inspiration, and we want to help as much as you can. Again, look at the logo, the Red Zone. That's incredible. You know what I mean? For you to be coming up with that stuff, and again, it's just putting yourself out there. And
that's all it is.
And again, when you have a purpose behind it, it drives you. Again, my stuff for kids is I want them to know first principles of what it is to. So the word of the Lost Socks, first principles of life, which is kindness, gentleness, and all that. The word is emotion. It's so powerful. The thought came from something I did in high school. I did this thing called Words Matter, which is an assemblies that I came up with. Yeah. And what I want to do with words motion is that I want young people to know that every word that you say sets something in motion. There's ripples effects. So just don't go out there and just say whatever. Be meaningful at what you're going to say, because there's power behind it. And so in the words of motion anime, like every one of them is trying to find a power. So each power has something to do with speaking. Yeah. So one has the power of encouragement. The other has the power of joy. And it's in the anime that they're drawing right now, it's like when someone speaks encouragement, there's like power literally comes out of their mouth. And so, and then a cloud of darkness called Nul, N-U-L, comes after that speech. Yeah. So, for me, is what's the purpose behind it?
Man, like, who inspires you to create, though? Like, who do you, well, I wouldn't even say look up to, but like, who inspires you? Like, to write the book? Maybe like, what inspires you?
So good. What people in my life inspire me? Man, I'm trying to, number one, I'm going to always say, I know this is going to sound cheesy and corny, the Lord, you know what I mean?
It's not corny, man.
You know what I mean? The Lord, again, it's Him that puts it in there so it wants to go out. And to make a difference out there. The other writers, again, your mom inspired me, your dad inspires me, all my friends. I got friends around me. I don't even have to look at big names. I look at the people around me that are doing great things. Every time I see your mom speak out there, it adds a little encouragement to me. Like, man, she's out there and making a difference in other people's lives. I got, the folks that are in the bigger world, folks like Tony Robbins. I mean, every time I hear Tony Robbins, I just want to run through a wall, right? Yeah. There are a lot of folks in the world that inspire me, but I think in mostly it's the Lord, the people that are around me now, my family, I would say a big inspiration. And there's a book coming out next month called In the Father's Image, which is the bigger book. It's like I wrote a book, Surrender Will. I wrote another book for men called In the Father's Image. And believe it or not, though I wrote it to men, one of the most encouraging people in that book was my mother. You know what I mean? Because my mom raised 8 kids on her own in the South Bronx, you know, and she was a great inspiration growing up because she had 2 rules. You can't be dumb, you can't be dirty. And that carried us through. And the encouragement of her not giving up was a real blessing to my life. And so, you know, my wife inspires me, my kids inspire me. I think many people want to say like the Tony Robbins or the big people out there. And I don't listen to a lot of big people out there. I listen to the people around me. And I think a lot of times we underestimate the people around us, and I don't take it for granted. I thank God for all the people that He put in my circle. Of course, your mom and dad are real close to us, my wife and I, and you know, we tight knit community, and so our community inspires me. Yeah, you inspire me. You doing this inspires me. You know, so
appreciate that.
I can do a big list for people and name the Simon Sinek's, and there've been people from here to there that you can gather, but the really people that inspire me are the closest people to me.
Yeah. You brought up something earlier. I want to talk about Mr22, the basketball program.
Yes.
You and Michael Redd Sr.
Not MJ.
No,
not MJ.
Nah, that's what MS. MS.
That don't sound right, but that's good.
No, that don't sound right at all. But Redd Sr. MR. He. So you guys both started a program.
Yes.
Called Mr22 Elite. And, you know, there's going to be a lot of people that are listening that are, you know, somewhat, they've seen the program, they know what it is a little bit, but kind of explain why that started, what the goal is behind that, like everything about it.
The why was really the 2 people that inspired us the most was your friendship with Cruz. I mean, you're in his, I love the maturation of, we seen y'all in all kinds of settings, you know what I mean? We seen you play together, play against each other, seeing you, you know, I remember the one game we were in and he was going nuts in one game and we were sitting in this side of the court and it was like, he was just going nuts and like, man. And just to see you guys' friendship, and I think for us, we were so encouraged because, again, him and I wrote, you know, we brothers, so, you know, we see our friendship, we saw your friendship. And how do we keep your friendship going, number one? And number 2, how do we create an atmosphere for other young men to learn holistically? Because I knew you guys were not just learning basketball, you was learning life. Yeah. And, you know, for us in Mr22 Elite, one of our biggest things is like, we just don't want to teach you the journey of basketball, which we big on, and we haven't even gone into what's just happening with this whole Lucas trade. You're going to get me started here. I'm trying to be nice here. So the whole craziness of basketball, we'll get into it if you want to. We'll give them like 2 minutes of our discussion later, all right?
Yeah. For sure.
I think with Mr22 Elite, we wanted to like, how do we teach young men that winning basketball games is something, but you also have life, and life is not a game. No. And you know what I mean? There's some ups and downs because again, the whole thing of winning is not only winning in basketball, but you also have to learn to lose. And I think folks, they so focus on winning, right? That they lose sight of the fight that losing is not losing, is learning. And so they're so driven and they drive men and women to this standard that is unbearable to stand, right? And so you get a lot of kids burn out. And so what we want to do is, how do we give a balance of, like, we love competitive, like, you know, your dad and I competitive, you know, you and I play ball. And and your nephew still hasn't done nothing. You know, last time we were on the court, you know, I did my thing. He's looking around. So, you know, you and I are competitive, and we love to play ball, but that's not life, you know, that's just a game. And though we can be competitive in the court, that's just that's a game. Yeah. But life is something to be taken serious, and you can have joy in taking it serious. And so I think that's what encouraged us to do it, is how do we get back to young men and women that love a game that we love, and that we know the game can teach us so much. And if you do play the game right, it teaches us a lot more than winning and losing, which is, in the end, the thing I hate in the AAU circuit, that a lot of it is just winning and losing, you know?
Legit. What are some of like the plans that maybe people don't know about it? Like what's coming up with the program this year for the 2025-2026 season?
So what we did with the 25-26 season, we scaled it down a little bit, and so we haven't figured out how scale down. But instead of having all the teams that we had before, we're gonna have a smaller team, and so I think having a smaller team.
TV disconnected.
I love it. I saw the background. I said, we're about to watch TV up in this month.
He knows. We know we're gonna reconnect it. Yeah.
So we can scale it down a little bit.
Yeah.
So that we can focus, and then
you're good. It works. It's good.
And I think one of the things that we want to do too is go a little younger, because what we learn is we want to set a funnel for people to have the character. I always say this. I'm going on a game on Friday to see a ninth grader play, and I always tell folks, when I see you play, first of all, don't get nervous. But I'm not seeing. I'm not going to trying to see like the stars. The stars. I'm trying to see the kids that are not the stars, that are in the fringes of being the stars, but they have high character and high morals, and you can develop around them. And I think that there is a prima donna complex right now in the AAU basketball, where like the stars, it's not everybody, but a lot of the stars want you, like, because of social media and all the hype and the NIL deals, they want you to bow down to them, and
man,
what it is. I mean, have you seen that?
Yeah, I mean it's crazy.
What's crazy. Some of the things you've seen? Yeah, talk to me
about AAU.
Yeah.
Well, for one thing, there's too many tournaments. 8 tournaments a year. It's a lot of basketball. So you put strain on your body, number one. Number two, let's talk about the prices. Like the price, like that almost makes you not want to play.
No.
It's a lot of money. Especially because, like, think about it. You have to pay to get in per tournament, and then parking. And I was watching
hotels,
some TikToks. I was watching some TikToks. Like, I was seeing, like, the prices and whatnot. And just, like, hearing people's perspectives on like the problems of AAU today. Like what do you think is like the problem with AAU basketball today that like a lot of people may not know, or they do know, but they just want, people's opinions?
I think that the problem is what's the standard of what you're getting out of the game. It's not learning the game or learning about the game. It's get you to the best team so that you can win, so you can have more eyeballs. And I think so that's the biggest problem. The problem is that we're not teaching our kids how to play the game. We're taking the most athletic, or the people that it's a now, show me now kind of thing. And nothing is like that in life. It's always a progress. It's always, like you said earlier, taking back to your words, it's always a journey of unfolding.
Yep.
And so there's a lot of folks, your dad, didn't play AAU in the beginning, right? There's a lot of people that didn't play AAU that went straight in and did great. Or there's, how many people that in the NBA right now that it's like they didn't even start playing until they were senior in high school, right? Some didn't even start playing until they were college. So think about that, like they're late bloomers, right? And so everything is a right now. And I think what happens is with the right now attitude, you get the right burnout. And it's a burnout, really. Yeah. And then there's no joy. It takes the joy out of the game, because if you really play the game right, I'm older. Let me not say old. Older. I still play. I was playing on Saturday. I still play to this day.
Was it giving out buckets?
You know what I do. The nephew, that's not even.
I don't know if I believe that. You're too old.
Nephew, you already know. You already seen me.
I don't know if I believe that anymore. Listen, a lot can change in a year.
Anymore. Still to this day. So I'm still playing at a high level, even at my age.
He was not giving out buckets.
He knows better. I don't want to tell stories from even the last time.
Nah, it's cool. I can tell stories too. It's cool. It's cool.
Tell what happened on Friday, right?
Oh man, that was bad. Nah, we're not telling nothing. Nah.
We're not doing this. But the journey of the joy, like at my age, the reason I play basketball is because I have a joy of it and I love it, and I know the game from a mind point of view, from an intellectual point of view, and I think that's being robbed because it's the me, show me now.
Yeah,
you jump outside the roof. So I think that's the problem of AAU is like, show me the 1 or 2 or 3 people that are the best, put them together, let them go around with an entourage, let them get their cameras walking around them. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah. Can we just learn the game? Because when they get to the NBA, how do you know how to pass? Like, it's wild that I see some people in the NBA that's like, yo, did you not play basketball? And can you pass right? Can you not? Just the fundamentals of the games are missing.
And what do you think are like some of like the core components of like a great basketball player?
First of all, IQ. That's number one. I would say number one, the passion of the game. It's so wild to me. Then 2, IQ. The passion of the game. What does Danny mean about the passion of the game? That everything about the game excites you. Yeah. It's weird that when somebody says, I want to play ball, they don't want to watch a game. Bro, listen, at my old age, I watch girls basketball, high school basketball. Listen, I'm going to a basketball game this Friday, you know? I just love to see the game in action. But I grew up in the Bronx where I played to midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning at a street light basketball court that was falling apart, you know? And we played like it was a championship game. Every game was the championship, you know what I mean? NBA Finals. And I think there's not the love of the game and the passion of the game is number one. And if you don't have that love of the passion of the game, it won't be sustainable. And number 2, IQ. You got to know the game. And there's games within the games. You know this. You know, we've talked to you about it. You've seen us. You play with us. There's game. I remember when you was younger, like getting that pick. Like, yo, where this guy came out. Like, there's a game between the game, right? Having somebody, you know, roll around you and using that offhand to roll. There's a game. Like,
and we was playing for real in that gym, too.
We were playing for real, right? And I saw you cross over.
I knew he was going to bring it up. I knew he was going to bring him up.
I saw you as I won't put no names out there.
No, I don't put him down.
But I see you as a young man cross over an older man, and it was fun. I actually ran out the gym. I couldn't take it. It was so good.
It was bad. It was bad.
So to answer your questions, like number one, the passion, the joy of the game, the IQ, and then we get to the technicals of the game. Can you pass? Like everybody wants to shoot. Can you pass? Can you rebound? Right? Do you know what the floor spreading is? What it's not to spread the floor? Like that's the stuff that I like. And then, you know, if learn how to shoot, it's a plus. Learn how to play defense, right? That kind of stuff. But I look at that top is like, do I have the passion? Do you have the IQ to learn it? And then I think you can make a player.
Yeah, you might be shocked when I say this, but I feel like I really don't like basketball anymore at all.
There's not that I'm not shocked by that.
You're not shocked?
No,
I don't like. I love football. I love football, and I love it more than I have ever loved basketball. The craziest thing.
So this is the juicy conspiracy of what I think. Now that you said that, I love football too. You know, I love to watch football. Like, you know,
I'm a college football
We
guy.
talk about football all the time, even college and NFL. I just like football altogether.
Yeah,
it's a great sport.
That's the X's and O's I love.
I haven't watched basketball in a minute. Like I watch a couple of games. I do. Don't get me wrong, because I don't have a lot of off time. And if I do have the off time, I want to spend with my wife.
Yeah.
And she don't want to watch a game. She wants to watch shows. So guess what? I'm watching shows.
Yeah.
I'm watching what she wants. But once in a while, she's like, all right, I want to watch something else. I want to listen to my crime podcast. So I get to sneak in some basketball game. But I haven't watched a lot of basketball. The Luka and Luka thing, I think was, I don't know if somebody made a call and say, hey, listen, our numbers are down. Nobody's watching us.
Man.
We need to shake up the landscape of basketball.
Oh, my gosh.
And I know that's a conspiracy. Listen, I'm just saying, I feel like a call was made. Adam Silver got the red bat phone out and say, listen. I feel like Adam Silver had the red bat phone and all the owners were on it. And they said, hey, fellas, no one's watching basketball. What we putting out here is not good.
The viewership's down 15%.
The viewership down.
We need something.
Who has the best thing out there?
Nah.
And then Nico said, I got an idea. Hey, this is just how it went down in my mind.
Why the voice though?
I have an idea. Because you know, Nico was quiet. The owner was talking, but Nico was in the back. Owner, I have an idea. He said, who's speaking over there? Who's in the Mavericks? He's like, it's me, Nico. He's like, what do you got? He's like, I think we can get rid of Luka. Oh, that would be perfect.
For AD, a bag of chips and filet-o-fish.
and an airplane ride.
What?
An airplane ride.
A nice little jet.
Look at my jet.
Bro,
and so I think that's what's happening, man. I have to troll.
Oh, man, hold on, bro.
Listen, man, I'm thinking like, bro, I've seen like a whole day worth of basketball on TV, and I'm like, oh, this is what happened. The bat phone, the bat signal was put out.
Man.
And my man, the commissioner, said, bam.
We need something to shake it up.
We need something to shake it up.
I remember I woke up a couple days ago. Man, what was it, last week?
It's Saturday night to Sunday morning.
Oh my God. I woke up, I got on my phone on Instagram. I said, what?
I thought it was
the breaking news. I thought he got hacked.
I said somebody's lying.
Somebody's lying.
I said y'all playing with me out here.
Hacked.
There's no way. I thought, like, how do you get rid of
My eyes
20
wide,
fighters?
I was like,
and it's wild to me. It's just the conspiracy. I said one of the Morris twins said this yesterday. Because Morris twins played with him. He played with LeBron too, right? And he played with him. And he's like, bro, why y'all? He said, first of all, Luka's a good guy. I played with him. He said this, and he's played with everybody. You know, the Morris twins move around. I think they've probably been in every NBA team. No shade on them, but you know that means they're durable. Let me just say it that way.
They're still in the league.
They're still in the league, right? So he said after everybody he played with, he's one of the most best people he ever played with because he don't complain. He plays when he's hurt. And he said a lot of people don't play when they're hurt, but he does. Mm-hmm. And he said if being overweight is dropping 30, 15, and 10, then everybody should be overweight at this point. Which I don't understand the narrative. Like, yo, he's overweight.
He just went to the finals.
He was average. Do you know how much he was averaging? Did you
see
what, 33
a game, like 33. The whole season
in the finals.
In the finals,
33.
Oh my gosh!
So think about this.
33 in the finals.
Are you playing around? Like, come on, this guy's another level. And yo, check me on that. Google that to make sure what he was. I want to make sure that we tell the people the right thing. So check out what he was averaging. And then so to call him what you calling him and trying to be, come on, man, y'all playing around with me. This guy's a once in a generational talent. 25 years old. What did Luka average last year, man? What did he average in the finals?
Just fine, I'll look it up. What do you average?
Regular season, this is minutes.
Said Luka average points.
Look, points per game, PBG. Points per game.
Yeah. I mean, he was killing the game, man. I don't know what these people are talking about, man.
Yeah,
listen,
33 a game.
28 in the finals or 28 in the season?
In the season.
So,
this season. I didn't see he's averaging 28 this
28
season.
Point. What did he put in the finals?
In 2023 finals.
2024 finals. 2024 finals average.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, to think about this man average. So he's third all time average since he's been in the league.
It still says 28.9.
All right, I think it was 30 something, but yeah, let's say it was 28. Because he's second in the
269.
What is it?
269. That's how much you weigh.
269. But listen, think about it. 269 weighing 269. He's I know these facts. He's third behind Wilt and Jordan in just NBA history
for
point percentage at 28 something. He's second in playoffs behind Jordan.
Yeah.
He's 25 years old.
And they traded him.
So
all right, we're back.
We're back to Luka. We had to give
Luka,
a timeout. So Luka, we looked it up in the finals last year. 29.2, 8.8 rebounds, 5 points. This is just a couple of months ago. This is last year in the finals.
They traded him.
What's your thoughts on the landscape of since we talking about basketball, and we can get back to talking about whatever. What's your thoughts on the landscape of basketball these days?
Man, I don't pay attention, man. Like I said, I don't watch basketball like that. But if I had to say anything, man, I'd just say I feel like the NBA was at its peak around 2016, 2017. That's when the NBA was at its peak. That's when KD and was first year of the Warriors.
NBA. That's your NBA.
Yeah.
My NBA, the peak was...
Of course, it's probably going to be something... Can you throw these away?
91.
Thank you. Of course.
To 99.
Of course. Of course. I mean, what? That's fine. That's fine.
The Michael Rez, the Michael Jordans.
Okay, all right, that's 2000s, but okay.
I mean, right there, he was at the peak, 99, 2000.
No, the 2000s was probably the best era.
Yeah, I mean... I'll go all the way to like 2005, 2006. Yeah, I mean, I go to 90 to 2006, 2007. You know what I mean? Where I really, really enjoyed the NBA. And then, I wouldn't say names because I don't want to put myself out there. But, folks started prima donna in it. And then as soon as it started prima donna, it just took a different turn.
Yeah.
It became about the money, not the game.
Yeah.
And they all make money. But, to see... the folks of old play the way they played. I was blessed to see the Larry Birds, the Magic Johnson play the game, the Dr. J's, you know what I mean? The MJs.
Yeah.
So, I saw the game at a height, and especially being a New Yorker, the Knickerbockers back with Ewing and call them the New York Bombers.
Nah, man, I feel like I watched highlights and like back then, like I feel like the 2000 to 2008 is like the best.
You like that Kobe era. That Kobe era.
Early
it was
LeBron
still good.
era.
I mean,
early
LeBron.
I just
Kobe.
feel like I felt like there wasn't as many super teams, if any.
Yeah.
Everybody had their own team. Like that kind of made it more of a joy to watch. So then tonight you might have T Max playing Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire.
Shout out, you're right. I mean, think about that. Man, I like that. That's Steve Nash and Stoudemire. That was nice though. Yeah. I mean, they didn't do much. They remind me of Karl Malone and Stockton. You know what I mean? They had that kind of flow. Let me shout out to Middleton.
He just got traded today.
Just got traded, man. So
they call him. They call him the wannabe Michael Redd.
Okay.
They call him that.
That's crazy.
There's a dude named Flight Reacts, the streamer.
I'm trying to be nice.
No, they call him that. And here's the thing, I love K-Man because I met him. I love him. Yeah. I love him. But that's what they be saying.
Let's shout out to him though. Shout out to him because he was cool for the Milwaukee. He was loyal to them, and they
part
got
of the reason why they won the
Kyle
chip.
Kuzma, which again, I don't know what we're doing.
We could talk about that one off camera because that
we would definitely talk about that, and the fact that I'm hearing that KD might go to the Warriors.
I just read before we did this episode. I just read that he has no interest in going. Yeah,
good. Let me ask you this because, and then this is my last question because you can ask me whatever question you want. I know people are going to hear this after the Super Bowl, but let's see if your pick is right. The Super Bowl is coming this week, Chiefs. You know what? I want the three-peat, but I'm a Saquon Barkley because he came from the Giants, and I'm a sad Giants fan because Giants has been we've been in the ringer for a long time. But I gotta root for Saquon. I gotta root for that team. Because he lost the last time he met. Hurts lost. To Patrick Mahomes before. So I want him to get this win, man. I really do.
I would love for him to win.
I'm going for the Eagles because it's hard to root for Patrick Mahomes because he's just that magical. Again, I love the game. I can't wait till Sunday night because it's going to be a good game.
I'm probably not going to watch it.
Why?
I don't watch NFL, man. I'm a college guy.
I do like this game. I don't like the hoopla of the Super Bowl. I don't care about the commercials. I want to see the game. Yeah. And I'm hoping that the Eagles fly, baby, fly.
Yeah. I just feel like the Super Bowl is too extra, man. I just feel like
it's way too much.
There's too much hype, man.
All of it is money. Yeah. All of it is driven by that.
$1 million for a commercial is insane, man. I'm cool. But what do you think about, if we talk about the college game for a second, what do you think about the transfer portal and how that's kind of like the new age of college football?
I think it's the Wild Wild West and is out of control. I think what it's doing, though, again, I'm with power and play empowerment, but at what cost? If it's the cost of the league and the cost of the game, then it just becomes, for us, the fans, like, who do we become loyal to? Do we become loyal to people? Do we become loyal to teams? As we team fans, because I love the college experience and I love the college games. And we're always going to be Buckeyes. That's as we through and through. Let's just get that out the way. So we're going to be Buckeyes. But let's say if our boy Smith were to take, somebody offer him $10 million, like me as a person, am I going to tell him don't take that money? I'm going to be like, yo, that's life-changing money. Let's say if you take $10 million per year, that's $40 million, that's way more than what you get in your rookie contract, no matter what, right? So, I mean, I can't tell him not to set his family up, but then at the same time, we just won the national champ. We run the chip, and now next year we're going to be fans of Ohio State, but who do we get if all our people leave, I think Ohio State is doing a great job retaining. I heard Tate is coming back, which is, I was thrilled to hear because he was going to leave. Yeah. But I think somehow, some way they got to fix it, so that these kids every year is not free agency. Because if every year is free agency for hundreds of thousands of kids all over the world and all over the United States, there's only so much money to go around. Yeah. Right? And some school or some people are going to be very disappointed. And usually it's the top two guys that make the money anyway, right? It's the quarterbacks. It's
and then
wide receiver.
One-off wide receiver.
Maybe one lineman, right?
Yeah, maybe
that's incredible.
Elite DB.
Elite, right? So I don't know. I'm gonna say this. I liked it in the beginning because I wanted players to get paid. I don't like it now because it's gotten out of control. So what's your thoughts on it? Am I crazy?
No, I feel like the tampering is kind of making it how it is. It's kind of crazy. The tampering aspect, where like a player is not even thinking about transferring, and the team is offering him. It's basically like the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, how do you turn it down?
As a 19-year-old kid, 20-year-old kid,
I'm telling no kid that never seen more than $100, more than even $10,000. And somebody says, "Yo, I'll give you $5 million."
Can't.
And the school you in is like, "Well, I'll give you $2 million." I got to go write the ticket with the $5 million.
Yeah.
Right? Again, because this is what we saw in the NBA today. And this is the part, I don't know if we're recording. Are we recording?
No, it's not. It's just on the screen.
Okay.
It's fine.
This is the part that the NBA, I think the hypocrisy is so crazy. Because if a player does what happened with Luka, if a player just decides to leave, he's ostracized, he's a horrible person, he's not loyal to his team, blah, blah, blah. But someone like Luka's chilling at home sleep. The man said he was home sleep. He was snoozed.
Out. He actually just bought in his new $50 million house.
he
bought last
new
week.
Home, wife happy.
Wife happy. Everybody living good.
You get one phone call, it turns you up. First of all, forget being mad. Your wife is cussing you out because of everybody. Your wife is going nuts on everybody. Your wife is like, what? Right? And so the
traded.
fact that they can do it at any moment and no one wants to hold them accountable, you know what I mean? But if a player does it, right? And so that's the hypocrisy. My thing with it right now is just too out of balance and too crazy. Where like us, we won the chip and we're like, okay, these kids got 2 more years.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're freshmen. Smith is freshman. He got 2 more years. Oh, but does he have 2 more years with us?
With us, yeah. That's the question.
That's crazy for us to be thinking about that year by year. Because there's 50 plus people in one team. So you have to think about that. All of them, like the whole Georgia team left.
Got up and left.
Look that up. Make sure that the Georgia team went to the portal. How many people in the Georgia team went to the portal?
Look up how many Georgia players went to the transfer portal.
It was like crazy. It was like the whole team.
Yeah. It was them. It was
Georgia Bulldogs went to the portal.
Who else had a lot of people leave?
Football team. That's crazy, right? So like, imagine getting up and you're the coach of that team.
Texas
and you're like,
Tech had a lot of people leave too.
You went to the portal, the transfer portal. And then next you know, you're like, they're gone.
They're gone. Now, do you think Ohio State's going to win next year? Or do you think it's going to go?
I think if we reload, again, bringing back the 11 players, just decide to leave. What?
Including their starting quarterback.
Yes. I mean, so think about that. You leave that, your major people are gone, you got to rebuild. So now that fan base is going, okay, where do we get them? How do we get people? I think Ohio State, again, for what I'm hearing, the fact that we got Tate back as a wide receiver, the fact we got Smith, the fact that we got to have some new guys coming in, we have a good core there. The fact that we got quarterbacks taken care of, we have a couple of linemen that we got, which one of them came from the Georgia Bulldogs, which I take.
Wait, did he go? I think, no, he went to Missouri.
So, you know what I mean? One of our guys came from the Georgia Bulldogs, so I appreciate them. Yeah. I think we have a good chance, but there's a lot to play there. I mean, we lost Chip Kelly.
And,
you know what I mean?
And Knowles.
We lost Knowles. I mean, the one thing is that we got Hartline.
Yeah.
And our wide receiver core, people are just leaving and flocking to come to us.
Yeah.
Because he just makes ready. And so this is my hope. My hope is that we get some Ohio State guys like Hartline coming back to us and our defensive line and our offensive line, and they do what they did. They create like specific players in that unique, vertical, and then that they'll stay there because of their loyalty to the program. Like Hartland is loyal to the program. He's not going to go nowhere, right? He loves Ohio State, and we pay him a lot of money. So we get another defense guy like that, or another offensive line guy, that they start producing these NFL players because that's how good they are.
Yeah,
I think we can do a 10-year run. I'm saying we winning every year, but always competitive because Ohio State has always been competitive.
Always going to be, yeah. I don't see us going under 3 or under 10 games.
Yeah, I just don't want to be every 10 years because it's been every 10 years.
And we got to win against Michigan too.
That's a no-brainer. I really do. So let me ask you this. I mean, well, we won't. No, I won't. Actually, I won't put that on camera. I won't put that on camera.
Listen, I'm asking Ohio State people on here, so
just say we gotta win.
We gotta win
against Michigan.
We
Let's
gotta
just
win.
say that.
We gotta win. I don't think. I know what you're gonna ask. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. Because think about what happened this past year. I don't think so.
Yeah, that buys you 10 years.
Yeah, easily. I don't think so, and I love him. So
I love them too. Listen, I have friends of mine. I won't name names because they listen to this podcast that would doubt, and I don't doubt. I was on it. I was like, I'm with him all the way. I'm with him all the way.
No, for sure. That's my guy.
I heard that song. Everyone makes mistakes.
What? You're a troll, man.
I am a troll.
Oh my god. Everybody makes mistakes. No, that's hilarious, but
just part of the crew.
Nah, man. Listen though, I appreciate you coming out here, man. I know you got a lot of stuff to do.
No, what an honor it is to have me, man. Thank you for chatting it up,
man.
This
I appreciate
is so good,
you.
man.
This has been the best by far.
Stop
it's so funny, man.
Listen.
Man's a troll, man.
I like bothering people.
Nah, yeah.
Whatever. But it's the best out of the three. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, we just start third one. Yeah,
release that first. Then.
For sure. No, we're gonna. We're gonna be consistent and all that. So
I love it. Nephew, let me tell you, everybody, I'm proud of you. Hey, get the red zone out of there. Let folks know about it.
For sure.
And man, support Red Zone, man, all the way, man.
Yep.
And nephew,
same for him. And I'm gonna shout all of his stuff out. I'm gonna put all your stuff in the. I'm gonna edit it and put all the stuff in your. I
appreciate that, nephew.
I
appreciate that. We having fun. And I'm gonna leave 2 books out here right now.
Yeah, go ahead. Leave them right here. Yep.
My man, can you grab my book bag? I mean, I'm gonna leave 2 books in the shelf. So
we're gonna get you.
I'm gonna get books for both of y'all because my man's here too. So.
I'm gonna take one. I need one.
I need one. I'm gonna give y'all some books
for sure.
Read them too, man. Listen, I got adults reading this stuff and they love this stuff. So
yeah. And I'm gonna show them to the camera and everything. I'm gonna get everybody.
So my man,
with the links and all that.
You have one of these? Do you have one of these? Oh, so that's the first book I wrote.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
These 2 right here. Let me give you some stickers and stuff. I already signed those 2. Those 2 for you. Those are for you, my man. And then let me give y'all some stuff because we got some stickers. You know, we come right.
Yeah, man. I appreciate these, man.
We come correct, man.
Stickers, man.
I give you some stickers and some stuff. Hear the word of lost socks right here, man. Hear the word of lost socks right there. My man Dan. So Dan is the socks man right here.
Yup.
And then here's some tattoos. You know, them kids love that stuff. And this is Dan and Sam.
Dope, man.
So yeah, man, you got some stuff there.
I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna. We'll rock all this, man.
You brought me all the way out here. So I gotta come ready.
Yes, sir, man.
With some gifts, man. So
I appreciate you for sure, man.
Yo, read the books and really tell me what you think about them.
I'm gonna tell you what I think about them, for sure.
Yep.
For sure. So put your Instagrams and all that stuff out there. Like just go ahead and
Danny Ortiz C-Bus.
Yeah,
that's my Instagram, Danny Ortiz C-Bus. You can go to theworldoflostsocks.com. You can go to DannyOrtiz.org. I'm in all those places, man. Yeah. So, although LinkedIn, find me on Danny Ortiz on LinkedIn if you want to get some sit down on some business stuff, man. Because we didn't even talk about business. That would be
there's so much to talk about. You're gonna have to come back for a part 2.
Next time, part 2, we go into entrepreneurship, what that looks like,
man.
You know what it is to start a business. You know what I mean? LLC. You know what I mean? Getting your stuff in order, man, because I believe in full ownership. And all of this, even though they've been published and I got a publishing deal, 10 books, I have full ownership of it. So I want to make sure that I owned everything about it. And I mean, look at it. I mean, this stuff
the cover is beautiful.
Look at this. I mean, we do it right, man. We do it right, man. This is crazy, man. We out here trying to do it, man. So stories are great. I wanted full ownership, you know, and I got full ownership. And so maybe we can talk about that as creatives, people. And then maybe you can go through some AI stuff that they can use. And some AI.
Yeah, there's so much to dive into, man.
So I have a lot of AI programs that we use with our teams. And so I'll be ready next time to talk about that, like what stuff that they can use to do pictures or stuff that they can do to do videos, edit videos, every all 9 yards, man. We use it all.
Yeah, man. You definitely coming back for sure. We need a part 2 for sure.
Love you,
I
man.
appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys watching, man. Make sure to follow the Red Zone at the Red Zone Pod on YouTube and Instagram. If you didn't like the episode or don't like the podcast, if you don't want to rate it 5 stars, rate it 4 stars. You know what I'm saying?
And then go to redzone.com.
There's no website for that yet.
Not yet.
Not
That's
yet.
what-
Not
see,
yet.
I'm
But
speaking prophetically.
Yeah, prophetically. You know what I'm saying?
Go to the redzone.com and you'll find merch and everything there.
Prophetically, I love it. I love it. The manifestation, I love it. So yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna see y'all.
TheRedZone.com
I'm gonna see y'all next time, man. Peace.